Hey everyone, it's Lisa Purdy again with you today. So today we're going to be covering chapter 8 of Genesis. I'm hoping that by reading this with you each day that this will help kind of drive that hunger for you and wanting to experience God and be part of His living word each day. So let's get started. And God earnestly remembered Noah and every living thing and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the land, and the waters sank down and abated. Also, the foundations of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed, and gushing rain from the sky was checked. And the waters receded from the land continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had diminished. On the 17th day of the 7th month of the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, which is in Armenia. And the waters continued to diminish until the 10th month. On the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the high hills were seen. At the end of another 40 days, Noah opened a window of the ark which he had made, and set forth a raven, which kept going to and fro into the waters until the waters were dried up from the land. Then he sent forth a dove to see if the waters had decreased from the surface of the ground. But the dove found no resting place on which to roost. And she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were yet on the face of the whole land. So he put forth his hand and drew her to him into the ark. Can you imagine the whole family going, okay, did she come back or is she gone? Can we leave yet? He waited another 7 days and again sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a newly sprouted and freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the land. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, but she did not return to him anymore. I'd be celebrating being trapped in a boat that long. In the year 601 of Noah's life, on the first day of the first month, and the waters were drying up on the land, so like his birthday basically, Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, and the surface of the ground was drying. And on the 27th day of the second month, the land was entirely dry. So God spoke to Noah, saying, "Go forth from the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives with you. Bring forth every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds and beasts, and every creeping thing that creeps on the ground, that they may breed abundantly on the land, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth." And Noah went forth with his wife and his sons and their wives with him. So after being in the ark for 1 year and 10 days. Nobody talks about that. That's a long time. Every beast, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever moves on the land went forth by the families out of the ark. And Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took of every clean, so 4-footed animal, and every clean fowl and bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. So that's also interesting, because if you remember, we are always taught 2 by 2 by 2, but he did talk about previously about how many sets of 2, so that is probably why that was possible. When the Lord smelled the pleasing odor, a scent of satisfaction to his heart, the Lord said to himself, "I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the imagination, the strong desire of man's heart is evil and wicked from his youth. Neither will I ever again smite and destroy every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, a seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." Okay, so that's chapter 8. Not a whole lot there other than it's very interesting that they keep bringing up the days and the times and on this day of this month. So for me, as someone who is not of Jewish, I guess I wasn't raised Jewish, so I wouldn't have known, other than the teachings I've learned over the years, that these things are very significant. And there's a reason God says them, and anytime he repeats himself, it's very significant. So understanding that, as a Christian, it's important to kind of look into those a little bit and kind of consider. So that's why I think it's interesting that they were on the ark for 1 year and 10 days. Like, I think the average Bible doesn't bring that up, but I am in the Classic Amplified, so thankfully it's still listed there. So it allows for that to sink in a little bit more about what that family had endured to be able to survive that time period. So I hope this helps you. I hope this stirs some hunger in you. And until next time, I'll see you then.